crosshairs. And you can do it with your fingers, you can do it with anything. But you want to make sure you actually touch the center. You can also drag to the center and let go, because what it's doing is reading the release of your touch. And now what should happen is, every single time I touch, it always takes about 5 seconds to register. There we go. So it'll be right underneath my finger. So that's what I did. I just oriented the board to the image that's on it. And the only reason you should ever have to do that periodically is because the buildings move. Even though they're stationary buildings, the foundation is always moving. So that's why you have to reorient. Okay. So starting from the beginning then, basically the way the board works is it's displaying the image from my computer, and this one, I think it's the one in the back.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, you're running it from that computer. You guys all have your own computer set up your own different way. But anytime I pick up a pen, it's gonna allow me to write in that color. So you can use your pen, you can use your finger. It doesn't matter. So what happens is, anytime you pick up anything out of this tray, there's a sensor that reads what's missing. Whatever is missing is what I'm going to be able to write with. In that color or the eraser. The eraser works the same way. Pick up the eraser, you can erase. I can also use my finger. So it has nothing to do with these. These are essentially a piece of plastic. What that means is if I lost one of those or placed it in my pocket for the day and I forgot, I can place anything in there to cover that sensor. And now I'll be back to what it's not covering the sensor. Whatever I want it to be. So now I'm back to my mouse. Okay. So
Can I ask a question now, or
yeah.
can we just keep going?
Yeah.
So is that with, and this might be a question you're going to get to later, but when we had is there a way to write on when the document cameras? It's like the document camera supersedes, and then there's no way we can write on that at
Yeah,
the same
there is,
time?
but that's, so we didn't sell those document cameras. I don't know where we got them, but it doesn't matter. Every single document camera nowadays has a way to connect to your computer.
Right.
So whoever you purchase them from, you need to get the software from them.
Oh, so we just need, okay,
You need to get that software.
okay.
And then
So
once you,
Max would know how to do that, because they ordered them from the tech
Yes.
department. We had those first.
then whoever he ordered from, he would need to get the software from them.
Okay.
And then there's also a cable. So if you guys look back here, there's a cable input here. This is a USB-B
Oh,
input that
okay.
connects to your computer.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
And then once you do that and you get software, you're going to use it with the smartphone.
Fine, okay. Oh, okay, all right, so we just need, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you just need that software. And so then what you would do is you display your image up here, just like you would with your DocCam. And it could be a worksheet, it could be whatever you want. And then anytime I pick up a pen, as you can see outside of the Smart Notebook software, this is how it should work. So anytime you pick up a pen outside the Smart Notebook software, so basically any application, you're going to get this layer. This is called a transparency layer.
Oh, yeah.
What it means is it's a blank sheet on top of whatever's behind it. So now if I start taking notes on here, and I point things out, let's just say this is a document camera behind it. I can actually save that by hitting this camera here, get rid of it by hitting this red X, and then it'll be saved to my notebook software, which is the software that Smart gives you. It's a lot like PowerPoint. Switch sides. It's a lot like PowerPoint. You'll have your pages over here, you have your screen in there. You can add new pages by hitting this plus sign. It'll just give you blank pages. So the difference between this and my anything outside of Notebook is if I pick up a pen now, you don't see that layer come up. What that means is I'm actually writing into my PowerPoint or Notebook is what this is called.
And so it will automatically save it, or when you close it, will it?
So now if I did try to close this, it's just like a document, it'll ask me to save.
Okay.
But how did you get to the place where you took the picture again?
Okay, so that will come up anytime I'm outside of notebook.
So, and we just see that little frame around the top, that's what you're
Correct.
talking about. So if
Yeah.
we don't see that frame,
So let
we
me
don't
show
have that
you-
transparency.
This connects to the internet, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
right now the document camera is on.
No.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So
Oh, I see. Okay. No.
anytime you're outside of notebook, this frame is gonna come up. So let's say we're on the internet, for instance. Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's just say we're on the internet,
Okay.
whether it's Google or Wikipedia. I can now take notes on this and save those as well by hitting that camera.
Okay.
So
And it
you
just,
save the screen, you save what's on there and you're writing on there?
yes.
Correct. So right now what I'm doing is let's just say I'm teaching from Wikipedia or teaching about Google and how to use. You're not. Whatever you guys are using. And you are teaching off of it and you take notes, point things out, and you can either save this or not save it. You can just get rid of it by hitting the red X, and then it goes away. Now, if I actually wanted that, and I did want to save it because I had a student that's absent today and I want to email it to him, all I do is hit this camera, get rid of it by this red X. And what it's doing is always going to save to my presentation in a smart notebook file.
Where is it saved on the hard drive
Wherever
of
you
that
want it to save.
computer?
It's just like a Word document.
So where did it
Or a
get saved
PowerPoint.
automatically to?
I haven't saved it yet.
Oh.
So what it does is it saves that to your presentation, then you save this presentation to wherever you want to save
Wherever
it.
you want to save it.
Just like a PowerPoint, just like a Word document.
And so everything you're going to save in that session goes to one presentation or all different presentations?
So it's up to you. So
And you can save it to a flash drive too, right?
yeah, you can save it to a flash drive, whatever you want. So what I'm doing here is I didn't have a presentation open.
Okay.
I saved that. Once I hit that camera, it automatically opened an Untitled Smart Notebook.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a brand new one, it's a blank one, there's nothing on it. Now if I had one open, it would save it to that presentation. Does that make sense? So like if I was in class, let's say I made a
As the
lesson
next folder, as the next picture?
As a next.
as a next page.
So right now you've got two in there. You've got that monkey and you've got, no, it actually did save it to the same one.
No, there's this one and this one.
Right. Oh, there's,
Because it was open.
it was open, so that's what I'm saying, but it went to the same one.
Yeah, because it was already open.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry,
So that's fine.
I'm mistaken. So if I have one open, it'll create a new page in that
In that one.
presentation.
Okay.
If I don't have one open, I'll open a brand new presentation called Untitled. This will be the only page that is on here.
Okay.
That's called the transparency layer. The other items you can do with it, point things out. Once I put the pen back down, I become the mouse again. So from here, I can close the ink layer, so get rid of it just like with the red X. I can clear the ink, which gets rid of just the ink. I can, there's some settings in here that you can mess with. You just kind of gotta go through them and see if you want to mess with any of them. Always save ink. So some teachers do it, actually very few teachers do this. So basically what that is, if I select always save ink, every time I pick up an ink layer and I close it out, it's automatically going to save it once I close it out. Now, some teachers use it, but very few.
Does it save as a separate slide or doc?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll save as a separate slide in my presentation.
Okay.
And the last thing is the save the ink, and that's just the same thing as the camera. Okay. Close the ink layer.
See, in the bottom right hand corner, what's that mean? Oh,
Click here to restore. So if I got rid of this by accident, or let's say I got rid of it, and some students like, hey, I didn't get to copy that down. Go here. But you only have 7 seconds.
Oh, so it's just like a quick undo.
Yeah, and you only have 7 seconds, so it's got to be real quick. Okay. So that's called the transparency layer, and that works over any application outside of Notebook.
Provided we have the right software with the document camera.
doesn't have anything to do with
So it doesn't have to do with the document
Oh,
camera.
it has nothing
But
to do with, okay,
if you
sorry.
did have the software with the document camera, you can use this with the document camera.
And you can take a picture just like everything
Yes.
else and it'll save it in your
Yes.
slides and all that. Okay.
So yeah, this is just smart software, and you can use it with the document camera software. So I'll go through the pen tray real quick. Besides that, again, all these pens are exactly what they are. So what happens is, I have both of these in my hand, it's gonna be the color that I last picked out of the pen tray. So I last picked out red, it's still gonna be red. Whether I'm writing with my finger, my hand, black pen, whatever it is. It's whatever's lit up in here. Same goes for the eraser. With the eraser, if I circle everything, tap in the center, it'll all go away. It's a faster way of erasing a lot of writing. Okay. That's the pen tray. Like I said, they're all sensors. That's how it's being read. Yeah.
Like if you could you get Google back up for a second?
Yeah.
And say you wanted to highlight something. How do you highlight? Or
So,
are you going to talk about that later?
Yeah, let me get into
Okay.
that later.
Thank you. I'll stay out of your way.
Yeah, not a problem. No, but ask questions. It's the best way to go about it. But yeah, if I'm going to get to something later, I'll tell you and I'll say.
Alright, thank
Give
you.
me a second. The last three things on the pen tray, the first one on the left-hand side is an on-screen keyboard. So this will work, so like this is a perfect classroom for that. You don't want to run back to your keyboard every time you need to type. You're not going to type paragraphs up here, but if I did want to go up to Google and I wanted to search for dogs, for instance, I can do that. And it works just like your keyboard would at your computer. So
And can you
if
show
I
us
search
again?
and press enter, it's going to do that.
Can you show us again where you pulled that up from?
Yeah, so that's out of the left-hand button on the pen tray.
Okay.
And there is a little icon that looks like a keyboard on it.
So it's like the center tray, right?
Yes,
Okay.
center of the pen tray.
All right.
And that's your keyboard. And like I said, it'll work on anything that accepts a keyboard. So Word, Paint, notebook software does, whatever it is. So if I'm in notebook software, the way I work it is, wherever I put my cursor, let's say I put it there, it'll start typing right there. And that's the keyboard. Really simple to get rid of it, hit the red X, and that's it. So every touch of my hand, as you've been watching me work on this, is the left mouse click, right? I mean, if I don't want to open up a document, it's the left mouse click. Double click, left mouse click. So there's two ways to get the right mouse click. First way is on the pen tray. It's the right button here, and it's a mouse with the right clicking on the right side. Select that. Your next screen press will be a right click. I can wait 2 hours from now, and it'll still be, if I don't touch the board, a right mouse click. So there's my right mouse menu. Automatically, after one click, it goes back to left mouse. Okay. So
Automatically after one click, is that what you
Yeah.
said?
so
Okay.
once I touch this, I don't touch it.
It's one click and
whatever it
then
is,
it's, now
right
it's back
mouse, and now automatically it's gonna go back to left
to
mouse.
the left mouse, okay.
Right mouse button. The last one's a question mark. Another way to orient, place to orient.
Oh.
Again, you shouldn't have to use that hardly at all. The only other thing you should ever have to use is this maybe. It's easier to contact me, and I'll leave some cards and Carol also has my contact information. If you have any issues.
Where did you get that help there?
There's a question mark on
Oh,
the
the question mark,
Yeah.
thank you.
And then just get rid of it. The only thing you might ever have to use is probably the orient. But again, this other way to get it is by pressing the two front buttons.
So.
And you can you get out, I'm sorry,
Okay.
can you get out of that?
Yeah, by pressing any of the buttons.
Oh, okay.
So like if you accidentally did it,
Okay,
Just
you
press
don't
that
have to necessarily orient it, it
Yeah.
won't like loop until you,
yeah, but what if you do orient it incorrectly? I don't really want to do it, it's going to take a long time, but if you do orient it incorrectly, I mean, your finger will be touching, and you could be an inch off, or you could be a foot off.
yeah.
So you want to do it correctly, and if it does happen to do that, it's because you either downloaded some new software on your computer, which changes things on your hard drive, so then you might have to reorient again, or again, the building's moving. So
The building's moving?
Earthquake.
yeah, the foundation's always moving.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, and I was weird because I found there was one time I'm like, okay, I am right over here. Why
Yeah.
is this not working? And then I reoriented it, and it like to scroll on the side.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
couldn't
off by
figure
an
out
inch.
what.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, wait. If I touch it here, it moves.
Yeah.
But if
I
I
have
touch
to
it,
orient quite a bit.
You do?
Yeah.
What is your?
I'm in a portable. I wonder if.
Those move a lot more than these type of buildings, but what's it quite a bit?
Every month?
Oh, that's